On Estuary News today, the growing demand for food parcels in Hull, the future of a community space in England's largest village, and a new musical opens its doors in the City of Culture. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Wednesday's programme with me, Luke Adams. The Hull Food Bank are warning of an influx in demand now that the school holidays are underway. The charity is anticipating a surge of calls for food parcels as children won't be getting fed at school. The charity was launched in 2011 and last year saw nearly 200 children requiring help. Russ Barlow, manager at the centre, says they're expecting similar high demand again this summer.
Kids are at home now, it's added pressure. The majority of people who use a food bank are already on a low income, so anything extra that they have to pay, obviously, it has a negative effect. So it's just an added strain on household budgets, I think. June to August last year we had like 600 adults and 300 kids, and the majority of those were the sort of 5 to 11 age group, so I think that was an increase sort of last year, so we're expecting similar numbers again this year. Around the summer, when there is that extra demand, there's an extra demand for donations. We've had an appeal recently and that's been really well responded to. It's a great community, local people helping other local people, and you know, if anyone does have any donations, they'd be gratefully accepted.
Campaigners attempting to save a community space in England's largest village say their business plan is progressing well. Members of the Cottingham Civic Trust have met with East Riding Council officials to agree the detail for a transfer of the Civic Hall to the Trust as a going concern. If an agreement is reached, the issue will be referred to the Council's Cabinet for a final decision to be made on the hall's future in October. Discount retailer B&M have bought the Heron Food Group. The £152 million acquisition of over 200 stores in the north of England will see the company roll out a discount convenience grocery brand. Heron currently employs over 3,000 staff. B&M will expand the business with the addition of up to 20 new stores per year. The Special Olympics Torch Run has been in Hull this afternoon. Special Olympics athletes took part in the Torch Run from the William Wilberforce statue through Queen's Gardens before reaching the Queen Victoria Monument. The Lord Mayor and Mayoress of Hull welcomed the athletes and the torch to the city before they left for the Games. Over 2,000 athletes with learning disabilities will take part in 20 sports events over the next 4 days. Now, today saw the 9th annual Ongo Carnival take place in Scunthorpe. The annual day event is put together by the town's housing charity Ongo and opened its doors to service users. Local businesses, charities and enterprises were also at the event, offering both Ongo's users and members of the public a bit of summer fun. Erica Stoddart of the charity reflects on the carnival's achievements over the past 9 years.
I think it's fantastic. We're just talking this morning. The first one was in Killingholme with just a few little stalls and a few games for the local area, for the estate, and then it's morphed into this huge carnival today. Last year I think we had about 1,500 people here. We expect more today, providing the weather stays or at least the rain stops. We get really good feedback from the carnival. People just enjoy the day because it's a long summer holiday, and this is one of the things that people can actually take their children to. The staff at Ongo as well love doing it. You'll see people with Ongo, different forms of Ongo t-shirts, etc., and they all join in, and it's great because actually it means that we can give something back to the community, and that's the wider community in North Lincolnshire as well as our tenants. So as I say, it's just a great day for everybody.
A new play is set to open its doors in Hull this evening. Sebastian is based on Tennessee Williams' Suddenly Last Summer and tells the story of a mother's love for her son and a young girl's betrayal set in a subtropical garden in South Tennessee. It's written by local playwright Richard Green and stars actress Georgina Garton as one of the lead roles alongside Bethany Conyers. The play is being performed at the Park Street Arts Centre on Park Street at 7:30 p.m. until this Sunday. Now, this summer we're sure many children will be making a trip to their local cinema, so we thought it would be a good idea to catch up with the children at Wellhome Academy in Grimsby to find out whether they prefer films or books.
The book.
Why might that be?
Because, like in Harry Potter, the book has lots more things in it. Like in the films, they've cut Peeves out, and Peeves has like he's funny on his own. but the movie is kind of bare without the bits in the book that they've edited out.
I prefer the book because sometimes in movies they cut things out from the book and you can just imagine more in the book.
It depends, because if you read the book first and then watch the movie, I would like the book more because you imagine it more than the movie, and you wouldn't imagine what the movie have done. But if you've seen the film first and then read the book, when you read the book you've got nothing to imagine about, so you would probably prefer the film better.
But I'd actually prefer a book because I've seen the film. It's just a bit more, could get a bit funnier than normal because it's more, you can think more rather than just a few words.
It depends what movie or book it is. If it's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, it's definitely the film. Because in the book, yes, you can imagine it, but in the movie it just brings it more to life and it's just better.
I'd prefer the movie because if you read the book it'll take too long, and then if you just watch the movie you can get to like know it better.
The book again, because with no pictures and just little tiny words, if you're over imaginative, you can just think of everything. You can picture stuff in your mind and you don't have to go along with the scenes and who the people actually look like.
I prefer the movie because you can actually see it and not just imagine it, but I do like the books, but sometimes I find the movies better.
And now here's Dan with all the latest news from the sports world.
New Hull City signing Michael Hector says he wants to use his season-long loan at the club to force his way into the Chelsea first team. The 25-year-old Jamaican international spent last season on loan at Eintracht Frankfurt in the German Bundesliga, but says he wanted to return to England.
It's obviously to get back into Chelsea. That's why I signed it, to play for Chelsea. I'm not signed it to go on loan every year, but no, I feel playing in Germany, you kind of get forgotten in England, and this was a great opportunity for me to come back to England and to play week in, week out, and to showcase what I can do. And obviously to play in England during a shop window in England, there's a lot of teams watching, and Hull gave me this opportunity to play for the season, and you never know what can happen after.
Meanwhile, Abel Hernandez and Adama Diomande are both expected to be fit for Saturday's opener against Aston Villa. The pair sat out yesterday's opening training session at the KCOM, but Leonid Slutsky says they should be available to him to take on former City boss Steve Bruce at Villa Park. David Myler and Evandro are likely to miss the game. Scunthorpe United striker Paddy Madden says he'll take nothing less than a playoff spot and a high goal tally this coming season. The Irish forward, in his fourth year at Glanford Park, says he feels much fitter going into the new campaign compared to last year when he got injured during pre-season. He's targeting 20 goals in League One. North Ferriby United have announced 4 new signings ahead of the National League North season kicking off on Saturday. Stephen Brogan has rejoined after having last season cut short due to injury. Meanwhile, former Hull and Grimsby winger Jack Barlow has signed after impressing on trial, and he's joined by former Boston midfielder Kyle Dixon and Halifax Town loanee Ross Barrows. And rugby now, Steve Michaels is back for Hull FC for this Friday's Super 8 opener. The winger has been out of action since June, but has been named in Lee Radford's 19-man squad for the game against Salford. He's one of 3 changes, with Jordan Thompson and Jansen Turgott also coming into the reckoning. Mark Sneed, Mark Minicello and Josh Bowden have all been left out after last week's Challenge Cup semi-final win over Leeds, and will be with the Black and White's head coach to preview the game in tomorrow's show. And that's all for the sport.
Thanks very much, Dan. News just coming in that North East Lincolnshire Council have this afternoon approved a plan for the Grimsby ice rink to be handed to the Community Trust, who decided to set it up a couple of years ago. In September 2014, the council invested £200,000 for a new pad at the ice rink, but they said that in the long term, the plan was going to be no longer commercially viable. It's now in the hands of the Trust, as I say. Great community work. That's just about it for today. As always, If you have a news story you think we should be covering, please get in touch in the usual ways. Our telephone number is 01472 31553 or email news@estuary.tv. On tomorrow's programme, our very own Michelle joins me on the sofa with her weekly digest of Hull 2017 news. Coming up next, we start our exclusive coverage of the Edinburgh Festival. We hope you enjoy it. See you same time tomorrow. Goodbye.